Hello everyone, welcome to very first lesson of learning HTML. So at first you need to know what is stand for HTML. HTML stand for Hypertext Markup Language. So this HTML are basically using in website. So now we need to know where the HTML are using in website, and we are going to take a look in details with a live example in some websites. So let's take a look. Here is in my browser, I opened a website, and you can take a look over here that in our website we have some images, we have some text, we have some buttons and many more things. So a website basically have two things, front end and the back end. So the front end that's are visible to us in our home page, and that's are creating with the HTML. So in here in this website, this is an image. In here is the text, and you can take a look over here. Here is the paragraph, here is the text color, here is the spacing, here is the size. And in another website we can take a look over here. Here is the different type of color of the text. Here is the different type of elements like icon, symbols and many more. So this is are basically creating with the HTML, and this HTML are widely using for creating the front end. So let's take a look for creating a front end or for designing a front end of a website, which software you have to use for writing or designing a website front end or for writing the code. So let's get introduced with the software. So HTML are basically using for designing, and HTML is a kind of code. That means you have to type the code, and that's why you should have to use some softwares. And right now we are going to learn about the softwares, but before introducing with the softwares, I want to show you an example of HTML code. This is a code of HTML, and you can take a look from the beginning. We have different type of codes in here, and using these codes we will create a front-end design, and this is the HTML codes, and we are going to learn each and everything about the HTML. So this is the HTML code samples, and I opened this HTML code in Notepad++. So now we are going to introduced with the softwares. So in my browser you can take a look. I opened total 5 tabs, and these tabs are with the different websites, and I am going to introduce with you the 5 websites. So at first, here is the name of software for writing or editing the HTML code, that is Sublime Text, and the Sublime Text is an editor, and here is the interface of the Sublime Text, and you can take a look over here. In this Sublime Text software you will be able to create designs using the HTML code or in HTML language. So if you want to use the Sublime Text, in that case you can download it from the official website, and the address of the Sublime Text is sublimetext.com. The next one is NetBeans, and NetBeans also one of the most popular website for writing HTML code, and this is an asset of Apache. So if you want to use Apache NetBeans, in that case you have to download this NetBeans from the official website, and here is the URL address, netbeans.apache.org. The next one is Notepad++. So Notepad++ is one of the most easiest and simple editing software, and if you don't have any software like Sublime Text or NetBeans, then you can use this Notepad++. And if your computer with a low configuration, in that case you can use this Notepad++, because this Notepad++ is a light software and it doesn't require a heavy RAM or a heavy processor. So if you have a light configuration computer, in that case you can go with the Notepad++. Okay, the next one is Dreamweaver, and this is one of the popular software by Adobe. So this Dreamweaver also using for writing codes. So with the using of Dreamweaver, you will be able to write HTML along with the other language or along with the other programming codes. So Dreamweaver have one more facility, because using of Dreamweavers you can use the drag and drop option. So if you use the drag and drop option, Dreamweaver will create the automatic HTML code at backend. So you will create a design using the Dreamweaver for the front end, but if you have the lackings of code, or if you are unable to remember all the elements or all the codes of HTML, in that case Dreamweaver, this software can help you, because you will use the drag and drop method using your mouse, and at the behind of your design Dreamweaver will generate the HTML code. But you will not be able to get this software for free, because you have to purchase the license for this Adobe Dreamweaver. Okay, the next one is Visual Studio Code. So this Visual Studio Code are widely using for the programmers. So those who are the programmers, they're widely using this software, because this software have different type of plugins or extension. So the use of the extension, your work will be easier for using this Visual Studio Code. So during learning this HTML and CSS course, we will use this Visual Studio Code, and with the using of this software we will write our HTML code along with CSS code. So here is all the softwares, and there are more softwares are available in internet. You can find many more other software, but this 5 softwares are widely using for writing the HTML code and along with the other code. Okay, so software introducement is done, and now we are going to start our coding and designing with the HTML code. So let's start coding.